an interesting article dropped this morning, which it's just hilarious, dude. Like these people just, I can't believe that they continue down this path. But Disney Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen, Disney Star Wars. Hollywood Reporter says, is Disney bad at Star Wars? An analysis. This shit's been going on since 2017 now. Okay? And here we are in 2024. 2024.
Wild, man. Wild. Just let it die. But they can't. They can't help themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I just, they are obsessed. They're obsessed with this shit. This is why the mainstream media is so out of touch. Is Disney bad at Star Wars? Like, it's 2024. It's been bad since 2015, to be real. Like, yes, a lot of us fell for the fool's gold of Force Awakens, but it's been bad since 2015. And here we are 9 years later. And the Hollywood Reporter, one of the biggest outlets in all of the mainstream shill media, can't even just say it. They have to ask this loaded question. Like, of course it's fucking bad. But they're trying to break it down. High budgets, scrapped projects, fan backlash. It's been 12 years since Disney bought Star Wars, and its galaxy far, far away arguably has too many broken toys.
Not to mention, they didn't even mention the complete deconstruction and demoralization of legacy characters and Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and now they're trying to bring Hayden Christensen back out to ruin Anakin Skywalker for us in the Ahsoka series. Like, just leave it alone.
Well, it's had a disease. The disease has spread. They did not cut the disease out, so now the disease has completely overrun it. Now, I've said a million times recently that if tomorrow a project was announced with the right people involved and the right storytelling and the right respect to George Lucas, could it and would it be successful? Yes, of course it would. Of course it would. But that's not going to happen. And we know that that's not going to happen because we're 12 years into this. 12 years, as I just said right there. 12 years since they bought it. But in all reality, so, I mean, like I said, 2015 is when we got our first Disney Star Wars movie, a massive success, The Force Awakens, $2 billion. You had the fan base was really, really motivated, whether that was the prequel era, whether that was the original trilogy or any new fans that came into the fold. You kind of had the heavy majority of fans were all on board after The Force Awakens, and they pissed that away quickly over the next couple of films. Since then, you've had The Mandalorian, which was I don't know, man. Like, The Mandalorian was a huge success. There's no doubt about that. And you can't deny that season 1 and season 2 were big successes. But they pissed that away very quickly. Now you have the Mandalorian movie that's going to be coming out very soon. And I just don't see any way that there's going to be any major successes for them. Star Wars Outlaws just came out, and it's a monumental failure. The Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order were very good, big successes. But
that's the only good things that they've done.
Yeah, that's about it.
Really, in hindsight, those games are the only good things that they've done, apart from Mandalorian. But they screwed it. Like, at least they haven't screwed those Jedi Survivor games yet. But they screwed up Mandalorian with season 3. They screwed up the sequel trilogy. They've screwed up everything just apart from those games, because like you said before, in hindsight, like, there's properties where the sequel didn't damage the first movie in certain IPs, but you can't go back and watch Force Awakens in the same light because of what happened with The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. You can't go back and watch Mandalorian season 1, season 2 because what happened in season 3. They have fucked up everything.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't even want to watch, like any of it, original trilogy, any of it. I don't even care.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I still go back.
No, I mean, I'm saying I don't, it's not like it's really affected it, but I'm saying, like, going back and watching it, it's just like, fuck Disney, like, they own all this shit now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to mention Mark Hamill and his absolute psychotic ways on social media. Like, it's all just been tainted in some capacity. But yeah, obviously I still love the original trilogy and I love the prequels. That's why I've been talking about playing Battlefront 2, Battlefront 2017, because I still do love the world of Star Wars, and I still enjoy that. But it's just like, man, how much worse can this shit get? And I don't even know. I don't know if there's always going to be some relevancy with Star Wars. It's always going to be relevant to some extent because it's such a massive property. But I feel like they've reached the bottom. I mean, Star Wars Outlaws is a classic example. After a month, the game has sold 1 million copies. They were hoping to sell 3 to 5 million after 3 months, I think is what Ryan said the forecast was. That's a monumental failure with a huge budget behind it. The Acolyte gets canceled after 1 season. Ahsoka's ratings were not great. Andor was something that a lot of people did enjoy, but they had turned so many people off to that it didn't have the greatest ratings. Obi-Wan Kenobi was another one that was just a complete disaster. Book of Boba Fett was a disaster.
I completely forgot about the Boba Fett series.
Yeah. Mandalorian season 3 was a disaster. Like everything that they're bringing out right now. Am I forgetting anything right now? Recently, well, yeah, I said the Acolyte got canceled. Okay. I guess Skeleton Crew is the next thing that they have coming out, which I don't care about the Skeleton Crew. I'm not even probably going to watch it. It's not even on my radar.
Bad Batch. They had the Bad Batch too.
Bad Batch. I didn't watch Bad Batch. Andor, your favorite, right? Andor.
The most
most people liked it. Most people liked Andor.
I'm sure it was fine. I didn't watch it. I just don't care. Like when there's a character like the Solo movie, we already know what happens to Andor. He dies like a fucking little bitch on the beach with fucking whatever her name is, Jin. Like he died like a fucking bitch in whatever, Rogue One, okay? I don't give a fuck about Andor, okay? I don't care. And then they're gonna give him a massive 12-episode series where they can only fucking scrape the bottom of the barrel for 6 episodes. For Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the greatest Jedis of all time, most people's favorite fucking Jedi ever, Obi-Wan, they can barely just get 6 episodes for the guy. He's sidelined. He's not even the main character in his own show because we had to get fucking Reva. And what a shitty fucking character. But Andor, a guy nobody cares about, died like a bitch. He gets 12 episodes? No. Fuck you.
Even Gary's asking what's Andor. I love this.
Exactly. Nobody cares about Andor.
It's the classic, like, just intentionally calling something the wrong name. Like whenever you see a hot chick and you know she got a douchebag boyfriend, you say his name different. Yeah. It's not his name. Oh, just laugh.
Who cares?
Andor, baby. So we're gonna see. I mean, again, this is a hilarious article that puts it into complete perspective. The answer is yes. Disney Star Wars is bad. I'm going to do a full breakdown of this article because it's going to be good to kind of go through each and every point that they're making. And but I even remember, like, you saw the pieces early on with The Force Awakens, like the narrative that like there were racist and sexist fans that were against Rey and Finn, and you're like, shut the fuck up. Like they found like a couple of tweets from a couple of random people, and they built this ridiculous narrative out of it. It was so stupid. But
well, even in the movie itself, like you get Kylo Ren, who's been training to be a Jedi his entire freaking life. And then you get Rey, who didn't even discover that she had Force powers until a few hours before. And then she just picks up a lightsaber and completely just humiliates Kylo Ren. Like we've seen them planting the seeds in there. That Rey is just the fucking bestest ever. Before we seen it in Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, we seen it there where we're like, well, that doesn't kind of make sense.
Yeah. And the whole point is, have we gotten any Star Wars related to the sequel trilogy characters since The Rise of Skywalker? No, because no one cares about these characters. I know that we have this announced Rey movie that's supposedly coming out very soon. I don't think it's happening. I know there's been a lot of speculation, and I mean, like, so you had Rey, you had Poe, you had Finn, and you had Kylo Ren.
Right.
We've had nothing with those characters. Nothing.
Yep. Well, and also video games too. The only video games that those characters appeared in was Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
There's been no video games with those characters. There was no movie video games. There's no spin-off video games with those characters. They have done nothing with these characters. Excuse me. that they want you to care so much about, to the point where even in the parks, those are the only characters that you see in Star Wars land at the parks, but they have done nothing with these characters, yet they're so important that they're going to sideline all of the legacy characters in the parks or in video games, but these characters, Rey, Poe, Finn, and Kylo Ren, they're not in any video games. You don't have any movie time video games or spin-off movie video games with those characters, but they're so fucking important to them, but they're doing nothing with them. They handled it fucking disastrously.
Yeah. And yeah, you can, if you want to include the Lego games, they were in those, but I don't really consider that. Like those are obvious, you know, but like he's talking about an actual spin-off game that's like designed around it with the full production behind it and things like that. Cause I mean, if that's the case, you can just say, well, they were in Fortnite too. It's like, well, that's not, you know what I mean? So that's not, that's just if in all honesty, Fortnite's probably the best representation of those characters, like any of the Star Wars characters. Like the best Star Wars we've gotten truly is probably Fortnite.
Dude, imagine how badass, like when Mandalorian was peak after season 2, if you had a Mandalorian video game with like that would have been awesome. But the only video game that we have the Mandalorian character in is Fortnite.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you're not going to get anything else because their marketing and their decision making is so bad that they don't understand. Like they probably didn't know that Mandalorian was going to be this massive success. If they would have had a system in place to take full advantage of all of that, like they didn't even have Baby Yoda merchandise out.
Correct.
I think that I think that they were probably, I think there was reports that they were trying to keep that, you know, a secret and all of that. I don't know.
I'm still not convinced that they knew how much of a hit Baby Yoda was going to be, because if they had any idea, it took them like 2 years to officially get like a Baby Yoda like plushie or action figure out there, like a doll. Like it took them forever, to the point where people on Etsy were making their own Baby Yoda stuff because there was such a high demand for it that I don't think they knew that Baby Yoda was going to be as big a hit as he was. Yeah, or else they would have been on top of it.
Yeah, because they lost a lot of money in the beginning with not having merch and everything like that. So, but no, chicks loved it 100%. Bull Bear. It was a big kind of like, and that's why it wasn't sustainable to the Star Wars brand. Baby Yoda was this big hit with moms and gay dudes, and that really, that's not a sustainable audience at all. And it's just not for Star Wars.
Right.
And but it was a huge hit. They made a lot of money off of it. It was the biggest viral sensation we've seen in a long time. And but they didn't take full advantage of it, which has been a problem. There is a leadership problem at Disney. Like I've said 1,000 times, there is a leadership problem. This is all about leadership. It's that simple. Leadership. It matters. There's a reason that Rian Johnson goes and works on Breaking Bad episodes, and they're phenomenal. And there's a reason that he goes and works on a Disney Star Wars project, and it's dog shit because of the lack of leadership at Lucasfilm. That's it. That mean how far did Solo get along in the production? They said like 90-something% done with Lord and Miller before Kathleen Kennedy decided to like fire them because it wasn't going in the direction she wanted. Well, how did it get 90% done? Were you not watching? Were you not keeping tabs on this? Were you not paying attention?
Wild.
No, she wasn't.
Yep. So, and then Ron Howard, who at least used to be a brilliant filmmaker. They're like, hey, Ron Howard, let's dig him up out of the grave and let's and try to finish this movie. And then Ron Howard, you know, he gets tasked with this, and there was really nothing that he could fucking do. They're like, oh, let's bring back Ray Park to play Darth Maul for a scene. Remember Darth Maul from Phantom Menace? Oh yeah, well he's in Solo.
Yeah. So again, I'll get further into this article in a video because this is going to be too damn funny just to not focus on. But is Disney bad at Star Wars? The simple answer is yes. Absolutely. No doubt about it.